I got a question for you. Do you know how to save money? The way on how to save money is by removing the how-to and just save money. So in yesterday's video, what we had talked about was looking at your bank statements and looking at your bank accounts and eliminating expenses that you don't need anymore and just start to cancel out those expenses. Now the next question is, Eric, okay, I've saved some money. Now what happens a lot is when people save money or they make more money, they tend to consume it by buying more things or spending on another car. And that's super common, and I get it. I love stuff. I love money. I have fancy bikes. I got a really fancy truck. I love stuff. I get it. So I can totally relate with you. But the thing is, you're gonna wanna start stacking cash in order for you to be positioned for opportunities that come your way. And I get it. And I totally understand. You may be sitting there thinking, Eric, why should I be saving money right now? I could just be, I could just be YOLOing. I could just be enjoying life. But the reality is a lot of folks, they don't think about saving this money because they're either financially stressed or they're confused or they're overloaded with other stuff and they don't want to really even think about it. They just want to just put it to the side and forget. The challenge with it is a lot of folks, they do that because they don't feel like they have time or they're frustrated, they're confused about things. But the reality is you're losing out on a lot of potential opportunities that come your way because you're allowing these leaky buckets to happen. You're not stacking cash for the next opportunity that comes your way, and you can't scale and grow your life, let alone your business, by doing so with that mindset. And I can almost guarantee you, once you start saving money away, you're gonna be more profitable, you're gonna be more confident, you're gonna be more fiscally aware of things, and the reality is you're actually gonna become more wealthy. You're gonna actually have a large net worth actually by saving this money. So I'm going to share a story with you. I had a client that came in and he was balling out of control, right? And you see this a lot on social media and Instagram. And there's a client that did really well with drop shipping, and he came in with a brand new i8 and beautiful car and stuff like that, brand new Rolex watches, new Gucci shoes and stuff like that. And he came in and said to me, hey Eric, I know you do tax strategy and you help companies with their finances. Dude, I'm looking to get a loan to expand my business. I was like, okay, cool. Tell me about what your situation is. He's like, I had this amazing opportunity, but I need to act on it in the next 48 hours where I could buy out this other person's Amazon store for $50,000. Now it's profiting pretty significant amounts. The guy's just looking to get out because he's not really into Amazon anymore, and I'm an Amazon dropship genius, so I know how to scale this thing to the moon and make a ton of money. And I looked at him and says, okay, cool. I could have some contacts to facilitate a loan, but the challenge is like getting it in that type of turnaround is really tricky on a business perspective. And in this particular situation, he didn't have a lot of established credit, which was really challenging. And I looked out the door and I was like, hey, when did you get the i8? He's like, oh, I just bought that like 3 weeks ago. And I looked at his Rolex and everything. I was like, when did you get that? It's like, oh, I got that like 4 or 5 months ago. And in the back of my head, I was like, boy, this guy could have, instead of blowing it or spending on depreciating assets, he could have banked this cash, still bought some nice stuff. I mean, like I said, I love really nice stuff, like Louis Vuitton, stuff like that. But this guy could have banked the cash and been positioned to immediately take action on this business opportunity, which could have made him a ton of money. And so I called up all of my vendors that do financing, and unfortunately, because of the timeline he was looking for, 48 hours, we weren't able to get this deal to work. So here are a couple of takeaways that you got to think about in this position, right? You're going to want to start considering in your business and in your personal life, when you have savings from removing personal expenses or expenditures, or even in your business subscriptions that you're not using, you're going to want to start saving those and stacking cash to the side. When it comes to balling out of control or spending stuff on things that you want to enjoy in life, I completely advocate that because we only live once, YOLO, right? But also, like, we work so we can enjoy stuff. But set a budget or set a certain amount that you could spend to enjoy and put the rest and stack that cash somewhere, right? Because at the end of the day, the biggest takeaway from this guy is he lost out on the huge opportunity buying an Amazon store because he just wasn't positioned properly. He didn't save money for this opportunity that he could have invested in to make 10x his money, which is a really darn shame. So I have a piece of homework for you. What you're going to want to do tonight is do the math in your head of how many dollars of expense that you could eliminate. Call up those vendors or subscription companies, cancel that out today, and transfer that exact dollar amount into a savings account that's linked to your checking account. And use a savings account as your profit account or as your opportunity account that you can start parking away money in, so that way when you do have another opportunity that comes up, you're well positioned to be able to do that. So over the next couple of days, you're going to be getting a couple more emails from me on some homework on how to keep up with this, because I am committed to not teaching you. I'm committed to getting you results and making sure that you are fiscally sound and you are a financial leader in your organization, in your household, and a financial leader to yourself.